Hey Internet, JTAG here from Mandolin Deep Cuts. Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 mandolin albums you should know if you play Irish and Scottish traditional music at sessions, or at least want to. I'm not saying these are the best albums out there, but I am saying that they're fantastic examples of good tone, killer technique, and along the way, listening to these albums, you're going to start to build a solid repertoire. And also, these albums can be used to learn tunes from, frankly, as well. And we're not just going to hear the mandolin, we're going to hear the whole family. We're going to hear the mandola, the mandocello, maybe not the mando bass, but we're also hear bazookies and sitterns. Hey folks, I'm here after, and I had some folks ask me when I was demoing this video why I'm not having the tracks play so that folks can hear the tone of the artist for the album that I'm talking about. And the real answer is that I didn't want to violate international copyright law, and I also just wanted to have some respect for the artist, and I didn't have the opportunity to contact all of them. So we're going to go ahead and turn those backing tracks down right here. Yeah. And we're going to get to our first video. We are going to start off strong with Marla Fibish's 2020 release titled The Bright Hollow Fog. This is a solo and duo album mostly, meaning there's just not a lot of folks backing Marla up, but I think we're all better for it. The folks she does have backing her up are folks like Martin Hayes, and from the moment he pulls his bow across those strings and we hear that nice drone, we are off to the races and we're in for a journey because this album's art. I think it's one of the best examples of Irish tone on the mandolin out there, and I think it's one of the best examples of Irish traditional mandolin music played traditionally, if I'm honest with you. She plays this on her 1922 Gibson A-style. Yeah, sorry, I had to check my notes. And you're not going to really find the top 40 trad here. You're not going to hear Cooley's Reel and Tam Lin, right? You're going to hear some deeper cuts. I think that's okay. I really, really do. Some of the more popular session-ish tunes that you're going to hear are Tommy Peoples, Winnie Hayes, and Hunter's Purse, but those aren't super popular in and of themselves. You'll also hear some awesome originals. You're going to hear one of my favorite slip jigs out there, Kate the Great, and you're going to hear Ashes of Paradise and The First Rain. Next up is David Surette's 2008 album titled The Green Mandolin. David did recently pass, but he's from the New England area, a well-known player out of there where they have those interesting fiddle styles all mixed together, contra and Irish and old time and bluegrass, Canadian. It seems like it's got everything. This album opens up with Tahény's Goat, one of my favorite reels in the whole world. It's got one of my favorite slower tunes as well, which is Captain O'Kane's, beautifully played on an octave mandolin. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of session favorites on this album, like Captain O'Kane's, Chief O'Neill's hornpipe, Jimmy Ward's, Tahény's Goat, Hardeman the Fiddler, Cook in the Kitchen. There's also some live tracks tacked on at the very end that are divine. They're dark, they're moody, they're groovy, and they ended up being my favorite track on this album afterward, actually, and it's titled Brett Medley. So give this album a spin. Next up is Kevin McElroy's 2008 album titled Irish Music for the Mandolin. Kevin was also from the New England area, same with David Surette on the previous album, and David actually backs up Kevin on a number of tracks here. I think this album is special because it has a lot of very easy and popular tunes that you can learn a lot from. I would say this is the best album for learning tunes from in our list. It features some session favorites like the Monaghan Jig, Madame Maxwell, Carolyn's Concerto, Wise Maid, Chief O'Neill's, Blind Mary. There's like a hornpipe here that I didn't know that I kind of became obsessed with recently called McGlinchey's Hornpipe. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but it's a fun tune. So if you're learning tunes from albums, this one is a must. If anyone has the story of why 2008 was such a banner year for Irish mandolin, please let me know in the comments. Next on our list is Brian Taheny and Andrew Collins' Mando Lore. This album's a blast. I would best describe it as a transatlantic jam session. Essentially, a bluegrass player and an Irish player got together a couple days before they went into a recording studio to make this album. So it's a little bit rough around the edges with like some pauses and stuff, but what came out was beautiful. There's fun arrangements, interesting reinterpretations of many popular tunes that you may know. Tunes such as Tobin's Banished Misfortune, Harvest Home, Calliope House, Jerry's Beaver Hat. Shout out to Jack for making me learn that one recently. Yeah, this album gets the most creative interpretations and settings award. Yeah, I made that award up. Last on our list is Michael Kerry's The Rocky Road. Michael plays a 1921 Gibson A2 and he accompanies himself on this album, which is always cool. Michael didn't know anything about trad music until he ran into Kevin Burke in a pub, and that's really cool. That's a cool origin story, right? And from then on, he started winning tons of recognition and awards in this space. I'll say his tone is raw, it is rich, it's super close to Marla's, but I'll say maybe a little more aggressive. Before this video, I didn't really give this album its due, and now I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. Some session favorites on this album include Out on the Ocean, Jackie Tar, In a Sheer, Sligo Maid, Buried My Wife, My Love Is in America, and Princess Royal. There's some cool originals too. Yeah, I will say there is another album he put out with a woman named Lisa Schneckenberger called Spin that I want to hear that I couldn't get a copy of. So if you have a copy of that, please let me know in the comments. Please, please, please. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. We talked about a lot of wonderful albums and we heard a lot of Gibson oval hole A-body mandolins, right? I hope this video goes to show that the mandolin has a lot to offer Irish and Scottish traditional music. It's a tiny but mighty situation, right? I plan to follow up with another video on more albums in the future. In the meantime, if you're interested in some more music from me, you can find me at mando.studio. I also want to highlight that I have a free book of just session tunes that I regularly play. These are not just random things I found on the session. These are my actual settings, freely available with lots of awesome context, right? I got stuff on iTunes, I got stuff on Spotify, Discord, and Patreon. You can find all that stuff below in the comments. Also in the comments, tell me what tunes that you've been working on. I love to hear that. But bye for now. I'm gonna go to my favorite session. Have a wonderful evening.